would you say that women are attracted to men that are taller
Yeah.
in general? Why is that?
It's because of the innate wanting to be comforted and protected.
That's correct.
Mhm.
Yet for some reason in today's society, we have modern technology where a man's height is actually irrelevant in
Yeah.
protecting you. A
Oh, I
man,
date short guys
let me
all day
finish what I'm
long.
trying to say. Your man's height is completely irrelevant in protecting you.
Hmm.
In fact, guns have
Absolutely.
like leveled the playing field. But even with all of this, still in 2023, still a vast majority of women want tall men. So it basically shows that it's actually innate biology which is overriding any social construct. And that's just something as simple as height.
I think that that is true. I do agree with that. That there is innate nature given aspects about what we choose in a mate.
So do you think it's possible to extrapolate that to other things and not simply as obvious as height, but maybe personality traits,
Yeah,
which can reflect to successes in the workforce?
absolutely. But when you see as a woman with our when I think that specifically when we are in places of business, I think there's a part of us that feels like we have to pull back.
I understand. I'm not disputing that. My question is how much of it is attributed to innate nature versus how much of it is due to social construct?
I think when it comes to teaching women from an innate, like from a very early age, how to act, when to speak, when to speak up, who you get to speak to, how and what way, because you never want to come off as someone that's being aggressive, which is something that men are get trophies for, that are applauded for. But when that social construct comes in, yes, that does take a step back for us women when it comes to arguing. Like in this conversation right now.
Hmm.
Like look at our body or the way that our bodies are right now. You're like taking up space, right?
You're in my space as well.
No, but the thing is like I might be in your space but you're also in my space. But what I'm trying to say is that like look at how your legs are spread. There's nothing wrong with it.
My
I'm not
legs are
arguing with it.
technically crossed, but I'm not really sure what the point you're
The
trying to
point
make.
is that like there has been a study that like when you open
Hmm.
up space, it gives you more confidence, right?
Do you think that's again? I'm not disputing confidence or no confidence. The question is how much of it is a social construct and how much of it is innate biology? Because I would argue most of this is actually innate biology. Women just prefer taller men, and that's just how it's going to be, regardless of how well the technology goes. You look at these STEM fields. We made a lot of progress. A lot more women are in STEM. I work with a lot of them. A lot of
Hmm.
them send me patients, but it's still not the same as it's ever going to be. You can even extrapolate this to most egalitarian countries in Scandinavia, where they have made it as equal as possible. Still, women choose not to go into these fields as much.
Hmm.
That's just how it is.
Even in the most equal countries, women still choose certain career fields that are more nurturing or feminine based, and it's because like I mean there's construction crews right down the street. If any woman want to go join one, she can. They don't want to.
I wouldn't even go because there is a good argument that they physically can't do it. Though, to be fair, in construction, now that we've modernized so much, you can actually do it as a woman,
Yeah,
to be
really. Yeah.
fair. But what about truck drivers? Women are just not signing up to be truck drivers. And I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you should do it, but there's a reason the vast majority of men are doing it. And I don't think it's because we raised little boys and told them, like, you should be a truck driver. I'll be honest, most people don't grow up wanting to be truck drivers. I mean, it's just kind of something you gotta have to do. And as a man, you gotta have a job. Unfortunately, no one's gonna save you.
So as a woman, do I not get to say that I have to have a job?
Well, it's good if you have one, but it's not mandatory.
See, that is the part. That part. When you tell women that it's not mandatory for you to actually get up, roll your sleeves up, do something, when do you expect us to say, well, out of sheer survival, I need to be working in construction. I need to drive a truck. Because when men start taking care of us and they give us away that agency, what do you think happens?
I'm not understanding your argument.
The argument is that like when we feed women the thought that you don't need to work, you're so pretty, you don't need to
No,
work.
this is factually correct though. Like as a man, you need someone to take. You need to work to make money. As a woman, you have an option to marry a guy to
Yes,
take
but
care of you.
when we define the way that society is going, when we say that women can still be able to be like, oh, I'm just gonna wait until I get married and then I'm gonna drop all of my ambition because I don't need it anymore.
That's not what
then
anyone's saying.
Yeah,
Again,
that's
I don't know
not.
if you're
That's an
understanding.
assumption.
I don't know
Yeah.
what you're understanding. What I'm trying to explain to you is that as a man, you have to go out there and work these type of jobs because you have no choice. As a woman, you can either get a career, work a nice job. You don't really have to be a truck driver, or you could find someone who can take care of you. I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. I'm just trying to explain to you how the world really works. Like as a guy, you have to work.
We
yeah.
don't have an option
You
like
don't
y'all
have an
do, is what we're
option.
saying.
I don't. But
I
what
mean-
I'm trying to say is that like I think it's stupid that women should get the option.
Why is that stupid?
I think
Because
women should be free to make a decision if they
think-
want to work or not.
I think that depending on which partnership you choose, if it is by both of your decisions. But what I'm trying to say is
I
that
think
like,
even before you're in a relationship, you should have the right to choose if you want to work or not.
well, that should be discussed because when you are in a relationship, shouldn't you both agree that that's what you wanted coming into it? That it should be on the same page.
Sure, but I'm not saying that you should only get in a relationship and then you can decide to chase a career or not. I think you should be allowed to do what you want. All of us, male or female, are free to do it.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to explain to you is that as a man, you have no choice. You have to work.
Okay.
As a woman, it's
So
elective.
in this whole conversation, I haven't said that you're wrong about that. You're not wrong about that. Men do
Sure,
have to
and
work.
that's why I'm trying to explain why we're different in the way we think and see the world. This is
Yeah,
why how it is.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I want to know, like, do you believe like inequality? Like, do you think that like we are like, do you think men and women are equal? Do you think that if we strive for equality, like feminism pushes for, do you think it's a possibility to reach equality?
No. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I wanted to hear yours too. Like, what what do you think?
I don't think that's possible. I think that, you know, eventually one gender is gonna want to overachieve something. It's very competitive world that we live in, and so even if it were to become very, equals in pay, clothing wise, unisex, like whatever, it's still going to be very competitive whether you're a female or not, whether you're a child or not. Like everything's very different. And
Yeah, the world's sexist, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
No, it definitely is. It's 1,000%. Can you go get on a yacht at 18, 19 years old as a woman if you're pretty?
I feel like I.
No, it's a really simple question. Can you?
Well, yes.
Yes, okay, and a guy can't at 18, 19. So the world is sexist. Can you skip the line at the club to get in? Yeah, you can. I don't. So like you gotta understand the world is sexist and we have to it's sitting there and complaining about it is stupid. Accepting it and understanding this is how the world works is what true adults do.
Yeah, complaining
Sitting
is
there
a
and
waste of
complaining
time.
about it's stupid.
It means
On both
nothing.
sides, whether the women are complaining about or the guys. I want to ask you though, like do you think that we can reach equality?
I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, you gotta be a little specific, like in calling.
Well,
what
like
terms.
the reason why I was bringing it up is because I watched a really good debate the other day, and equality is not possible. It's impossible.
Mhm.
The reason why is because the way that things are enforced in society is by men. It's by men. So say like women wanted to enforce laws or anything to make things more equal because men are the strength of actually
I see what you're
enforcing
saying, okay.
things. Equality is never going to be possible. It doesn't matter in any metric that you look at it. It's just not possible. It's something that women fight for and stuff, but it's actually just a losing battle. It's just pointless to try to do something like that. Like I said, reality is sexist. We have to accept certain things and change what we can. Obviously, make it easier for women to do certain things so they can provide for themselves and do certain things that they need to be able to do. But sitting there and like trying to make certain things equal that are never going to be equal, like especially when it comes to pay gap stuff, it's kind of pointless. Like it's not, or like when it comes to violence or just anything like that, because men are the enforcers. Women can't really, like, y'all can't really actually fight for equality if you wanted to. It sounds messed
Do you
up.
understand what he's trying to say?
I'm glad that you asked me that.
Sure, go ahead.
No, I meant like the way that you just asked me that. Like, are you sure?
No, because you made a look at me. I wasn't sure if you
No,
understood.
I'm just I understand what he's saying. I partially agree with that. I think that the only way that we can achieve real true equality, and the reason why it was hard for me to answer that question wasn't because it isn't necessarily it is not achievable in the way that today's world is. No, not at all.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Not at all. But could it potentially be ever? Yeah.
Hey y'all, Sergio here. I just want to mention I've created a completely free guide that shows you exactly how I went from having low confidence and being painfully awkward around women to easily meeting and dating numerous high quality desirable women in real life without the use of any dating apps or social media. So if you're struggling to get out there, if you have approach anxiety or don't know what to say or how to interact with women to make them want you and are sick of using dating apps with low value girls that hundreds of other guys have been chatting with, click the link in the description below to grab your free guide right now. And if you want private mentorship with me personally to help guide you every step of the way in this process, check out my mentorship program in the description too. I would be happy to help you reach your dating goals and overcome any obstacle you may face. And trust me, if I could do it, you can do it too. I hope to see you soon. Peace out.